Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about our experience of purchasing and financing a pickup truck here in the Philippines. It's July 17th, 2023. We purchased the pickup truck 2 weeks ago here in Butuan from a Suzuki dealership. We decided to go with a 2023 Suzuki Carry flatbed pickup truck. And we decided to also go with financing. Well, we saw this promotion online that if you put down 37,000 pesos, then they would finance you for 5 years, and the truck is yours. So we thought, well, that's extremely low down payment. So we provided all the necessary forms, an application online to a dealership. And about a week later, they sent out a guy from them to talk about more about the financing and why we want to buy this truck. And very interesting. It's completely different than in the United States I experienced, because over there nobody ever came to the house. So he asked these questions, and are we planning to move? Are we planning to take the truck out of the country? And on and on. Then about half an hour later, he said he's still going to talk to about 5 of our neighbors around. Whatever he asked questions, we don't know. We don't ask the neighbors. And then when he was done, about an hour later, he came back, said goodbye to us, and we will hear from them. So another week went by, and a bank notified us that since my stay so far here in the Philippines is not almost a year, just a month shy, and I don't have any credit history here, nothing financed, that it's not easy to get financing for me. But they did find a bank called China Bank, but the terms changed. So from 37,000 down, it went up to 150,000 down, and also had to open up a checking account and a savings account with China Bank and put 5,000 in the account, what we don't touch, so it has to remain on a daily balance. And also had to sign a bunch of papers with China Bank, then go back to the dealership before we pick up the truck, sign. I mean, it was a whole stack of papers. And so it came out to 150,000 down pesos. And for 3 years, so the terms changed from 5 years to 3 years. I like better. We like it better that way. Monthly payment would be 18,500 pesos. And well, now the options that came with this truck is the first year, the insurance is covered, full coverage insurance. And the first 3 years, the registration is covered. Now the insurance, I think it would be about $500 a year if you exchange the pesos to American. In America, it's probably at least $1,500 full coverage insurance. Now the registration would be at least 20,000 pesos, let's say $380 a year. So the first 3 years is covered. And also the Fiat manufacturer provided a 3-year warranty on the engine, transmission, and I'm not 100% sure. I have to look into the booklet, the air conditioner as well. Also, what's pretty attractive, that the first 3 years, the oil change included, the oil filter, and a gasket. We don't have to pay for anything. So we just make an appointment when it reaches that certain miles, take the truck in, and it's done. You want to tip the workers, that's your decision, but we don't have to come out of pocket. That's what's important. And it all would add up. In America, I think the cheapest oil change is what, about, with oil filter, $30 to $40, maybe even more. Unless you do it yourself, but you're still going to come out for about that price. And also each oil change includes free tire rotations. So we picked up the truck with 38 kilometers in it. And the first oil change is going to take place at 1,000 kilometers. Then the next one, 4,500 kilometers. And after that, I believe it's 7,000 or 8,000 kilometers. The truck is pretty good on gas. I mean, for a pickup truck, it's 4-cylinder. This is the only option it comes in: 4-cylinder gasoline engine, manual transmission, 5-speed. They don't have the options for 4-wheel drive or extended cab either. It's a single cab, can fit 3 people. I'm 6 foot tall, so there's plenty of leg room and arm length. The seats I wish would be a little bit more comfortable. And I think I mentioned it gets about 15 kilometers to a gallon of, not a gallon, to a liter of gasoline. Yes. And I wish the headlights would be a little bit brighter. At nighttime I have a hard time seeing with it because they tinted, all the windows were tinted when we picked up the truck, including the windshield itself. In the Philippines it's allowed as long as it's not too dark. At daytime it's perfect, like you're wearing a sunglasses, but nighttime, my gosh, you can barely see the traffic. And so we're gonna change the 2 light bulbs in it soon. And also come with a extra floor mat, an emergency kit, tire, full-size tire, jack, and a tire tool. The turning radius is excellent on it. I mean, really amazing. It has somewhat of an aerodynamic look to a truck, so it's pretty good. Quiet inside. I was very surprised how quiet this is. And actually picks up speed pretty quick without really accelerating hard, even with air conditioning on. And so I'm pretty pleased with it. I mean, of course, it's brand new, but it's a Japanese made. Toyota ranks the top of the line of the trucks, and also the cars. Honda's came out the second, but Suzuki, according to customer reviews, it was under the Honda, so I'm pretty pleased with it. So hopefully it's going to be a long-lasting, trouble-free truck. The tires are kind of thin on it, not wide enough, I think, for a pickup truck, but that's how it comes factory. And it's only a size 13, which is ridiculous. It should be at least 14 or 15. But it has 5 lug nuts. I don't know if I mentioned the load capacity is 980 kilograms, so it's pretty good. And we have plans with this truck. I don't want to talk about plans. They say always keep that to yourself. So no interference, even with brainwaves. Okay, so I'm going to give you a tour of the truck. And if you're planning to buy a truck like this, I don't know which country you live in, you're watching it. They're very popular in other countries, Indonesia, Vietnam, I think even in China. My brother lives in Hungary. He said they even have them over there too, and very, very sought after trucks. So I can say, I know it's not available in the United States, but if it would be, here the truck, the buyout is 660,000 pesos. So it's translated to what, about roughly $12,000. In America, they wouldn't sell this truck for $12,000. They would probably jack it up to $25,000. I know the prices got out of hand really bad in the United States, especially the large trucks. You're gonna buy a king cab, especially a dually, fully loaded, you can easily drop $100,000 on it. Okay? So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'm gonna give you a tour of the truck, and hopefully you like it as much as I like it. Okay. Okay, so this is what the truck looks like outside. There's somewhat of an aerodynamic look to it. And the wheels, I wish they would have been 14 inches, but they're 13 inches. They didn't provide hubcaps. We will update that later on in life. Okay, so it's tinted windows. The lights, I mean, pretty stylish, but I'm not pleased with it nighttime. I think the light bulbs, we're gonna replace them for brighter ones, especially since the windshield is tinted. It's not easy to see the road with it, the traffic. So it's a flatbed. It has these little latches to open up very easy. Also came with the rear window, somewhat of a shield, so packages don't break the glass. The bed is like 8 feet long by 8 foot. Okay. So I said never used it yet. But can carry 980 kilograms. So it's pretty good for a small truck like this. I have to give it, the truck moves very well. Almost like a small car. And it's a 98 horsepower, not a lot of horsepower, but it's a light truck, so it moves it well. It's a basic, so it still has a roll-up type windows. That's okay, I don't mind. We just removed the plastic covers off the seats. There's plenty of headroom. The driver's side airbag, they unfortunately didn't provide one for the passenger side. One cup holder, manual on a dash to say. What's good, because if you see the third person in the center here, so the leg has plenty of room, so it doesn't interfere with the stick. Okay. I put this shield, I bought this from the United States because in Philippines it gets very hot and don't want the dashboard to crack. Okay. It's very comfortable. I mean, the seats are not that comfortable, I'm going to be honest. And let's say you drive for half an hour, it could be a little bit more cushioning, but for the leg room and the arm length, I can't complain. A cigarette lighter, we don't smoke, so it's good for the plug-in for a charger. Okay, floor mat, gotta clean that again. We went to a market yesterday, so there's a lot of dirt road, so we kind of carried it in. It was a rainy day. That's that kit, we didn't even take it out yet. Later on, I've been looking at some YouTube videos. I want to put some siding on this later on to build it up at least 2 more feet. It will be at least 3 feet high siding on it. And maybe a little roof over it too, we'll see. A canopy. The battery is located here. They say in the Philippines, you got to be careful. A lot of batteries disappear supposedly because they're expensive. I don't know what's the price. I didn't figure out how the engine compartment opens it, so I'm going to be trying this. Okay, so there's the rear seat. The back support leans. Then there's a lever. Let's see. Oh no. I think this stays. Let's see. Anyway, this is where you open up for the engine compartment. I gotta figure this out. Okay, so the back support has to lean down and been able to lift this up. This is part of the engine. I don't know how much you see out of it. It's a radiator, cooler, the engine right here. And the other side opens up as well. And I believe on that side you would see the transmission. Okay, it's pretty quiet. I mean, you can actually really hear conversation clearly. I thought it's going to be louder. We went to a trip already. It took us about an hour one way and didn't feel the heat from the engine. And the air condition was running on number 1. Of course, it's a small cab, it cools it down in no time. But I was very pleased that it didn't overheat the engine compartment to the butt area.